From NBC News, shots fired at ABC affiliate in Sacramento. Yo, let's, where's the audio at? Let's go.
Of Sacramento, police there say the ABC building has been hit by gunfire. Nobody injured, but there you can see bullet holes in the glass just coming in the last few minutes. We can also tell you that, in fact, it looks this is coming just after the Jimmy Kimmel decision to release.
I didn't realize people like Jimmy Kimmel that much.
Suspend him from his evening show. Let's go out to our NBC's Andrew Blankstein.
To be fair, the last few people, the holdouts, must really love him.
One of our investigative producers who's joining us now on the phone. Andrew, nobody knows this better than you. What's happening in that area?
Good afternoon, Tom. Well, at this point, just after 1:30 today, officers respond to reports of shots fired in the 400 block of Broadway in Sacramento, where the ABC affiliate is located. They observed the building had been hit by gunfire, no injuries. And at this point, at least, and this is very preliminary at this point, they can't say for sure whether this was targeted or random. But given the timing that you just referred to, that's going to be part of the investigation. As far as any additional resources or agencies, not responding at the moment, but if there's changes in that, look to see if that broadens this investigation. And again, if it would be in any way related to Jimmy Kimmel.
And you could imagine the motivations, if it is related to Jimmy Kimmel, it could be directed at ABC for at least suspending the show, or it could be directed at ABC and Kimmel because of what Kimmel said.
Well, and
I doubt.
That's right. It could be, at this point, it's so preliminary that they don't even have a suspect description. Obviously, they're going to be canvassing and looking for any cameras if there's anything in and around that location, but also the city, to try to track down, get a license plate or a witness. And at this point, this is the thing. The timing is pretty glaring, but when I asked them directly if they thought it was related, they said it's just too early to say anything about that. It's going to be part of their investigation.
I'm just going to say I do not see a reality where an ABC affiliate, the affiliates were responsible for Kimmel getting pulled off the air, got shot at right after Kimmel got pulled off the air, and they're like, coincidence. I mean, it's possible, I guess, but come on. What reasonable person is going to draw that conclusion? So I will say this. As I often say, the truth does not matter to partisans. People who see this are going to interpret it how they want. And I assure you, liberals are going to go, they're shooting at us now. They're going to say, ABC, that's where Kimmel worked. And it's Trump supporters shooting at ABC. And that makes no sense, to be honest. So I know the right is going to say, this is somebody angry at ABC for pulling Kimmel. Because they're saying Trump's a fascist. And maybe it's nothing. Maybe it was a guy who thought ABC was the liquor store, but he didn't realize he was not in Virginia. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm going to, preface this by saying, thankfully, it seems like there were no injuries. No one was shot. But I tend to think that it's unlikely that it was a Trump supporter.
Sure.
There's not really a whole lot of reason for a Trump supporter to be like, oh, I'm just going to randomly shoot at this ABC station, especially when ostensibly the conservatives are, pressing the advantage. Conservatives and people, they're conservatives and people that would be considered Trump supporters. They're in a position where you can kind of say, look, things are we generally have the opinion of the American people on our side. Trump's up 10 points today from Rasmussen.
It's true.
Huge bump.
The one question, though, for those of us on X is, how can we blame this on Israel?
Well, you just do it. I feel like you just kind of YOLO into it.
Just
Leroy Jenkins, it was the Jews.
You don't really have to think too hard about it, because there are plenty of people who will totally endorse it. Right off the bat. And a lot of them live in Pakistan and Bangladesh, but
the Jews say it like that. And they're just like,
Then let's try the other one, Civil War.
I mean, like I said, I think. Look, I'm a partisan, so I think it's the left.
This is civil. I agree, though. It makes no sense why the right would be like, "Yay, we won! Now go shoot at ABC." That makes no sense. And the left is angry, saying, "ABC, we're boycotting you. We're angry with you." But either way, this is what civil strife looks like.
Yeah.
So this is like bleeding Kansas. And I'm gonna hold on, guys. We don't know the motive here. We don't know what happened. For all we know, it could be a jilted lover, and his wife was a PA or something, and he's like, "You cheated on me." We have no idea. But bleeding Kansas, civil strife looks like you turn on the news and you're getting crazy stories like this. And so, man, we just had an assassination. You know what I mean? Again, we don't know what the motive is. But I'm saying this is 2 days ago.
Just speculation.
Sitting with my security team, and they're like going over the intelligence, and they're saying, based on our assessment, here's what we're seeing on social media chatter. Here's what the forums are saying. Here's what the direct threats we're seeing to you. They're like the likelihood of an attack, not just on you, but anywhere, is very, very high. Then the Kimmel thing happens, and shots fired an ABC affiliate. Maybe unrelated. We're not sure. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're just getting a higher and higher proportion of the population that has nothing to lose. And I think that's a huge problem. So you're going to see more and more of this.
That's why I'm glad I have a Cybertruck, because it can it can withstand lower caliber handgun rounds.
Yeah, and it's also the windows will withstand rocks and such.
Oh, right. Yes, the bulletproof windows. I think you could. We didn't get those.
Yeah.
I mean, we did. They are. Don't try. No, I shouldn't say that, because you ever see Unbreakable?
Yeah.
The kid thinks the dad's invincible, so he's going to shoot him, and he's like, "I'm not invincible," and but my understanding is the bulletproof windows can't roll down in the armored Cybertruck or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I need to get one of those.
I mean,
I got a regular Cybertruck.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, Alex Jones has that APC thing. You ever see that?
I haven't seen Jones.
Does he drive it around like going to the grocery store?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I got to. I thought, like, I think when I was there this a few years ago, we were going to drive it around, but we ended up not. We went inside it, and he showed me around, and it's a monster truck. You can find it. You can Google it and like watch the videos of him.
I think I've seen him driving around in it like for activism or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know he's like going to the grocery store and whatever.
I don't think that
he lives in Texas though, so if there's any place to drive that thing around,
no one will bat an eye
about your day. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there should be like I'm just gonna go under it, just speed up to go past it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just rely on the fact that my car's really fast.
Man, this is crazy. I'm gonna see if I can find any more.
And I'm not one to talk smack about Jones. I carry a bulletproof vest in my car, so.
Oh, there is an update. They said that a white guy in a black hood with a Kamala Harris hat yelled, "This is Biden country." Yeah, there's no updates.
Dang.
Just that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's this is kind of par for the course nowadays. Apparently, I don't see how things are going to cool off when you've got congressional leaders or members of Congress on the floor of Congress talking about how the person that was just murdered for sharing their opinions and for engaging in polite political discourse. And he was always polite with the people that came up. He was always incredibly friendly, and he would prevent people that were bystanders from heckling people. When you've got a member of Congress talking about how racist he was, how horrible of a person he was, this is something that is ubiquitous on the left now. I don't see how. I mean, I would love to see an off-ramp, but I still don't see one.
We're hearing now it may have been celebratory gunfire. That the people of Sacramento were just celebrating when they opened fire.
Like, thank goodness
so we can't,
Jimmy Kimmel's off the air. We don't have to watch him anymore.
Yeah, people are they're getting ragged on for this, but it is pretty scary. I mean, I will say it, my friends. We don't know exactly what the reason is. There was a congressional staffer who was set on fire and said, "I didn't want to die," and they said it was an accident. And I was just like, okay, that seems weird. How do you accidentally go outside and set yourself on fire? I guess it could happen. Like you're trying to burn trash illegally or something.
We don't know our way around cigarettes. These things happen.
And you like spilled gasoline on you.
Yeah, I guess.
Gasoline would put a cigarette out. I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't play with fire, ladies and gentlemen.
So true.
But these stories, man, this is scary.
You need to restore order.
I tend to agree.
One more grain of sand in the heat.
Co-signed.
Trump's gonna be like, we can't live this way. We can't.
You can't. It's real.
I'm wondering. I think next week Trump might go ham.
He just needs to reuse some of the old tweets that he has. He had some really good applications of those old tweets that, would probably get him in a lot of trouble now. But He knows what to do.
Some people are tweeting that it was a leftist, but I don't see any. I'm trying to. This was a couple hours ago. The story broke actually, so 6:40. I'm going to try and see if I can find any more updates on this, or if anybody knows.
Yeah, I mean, I would like some kind of, some more information. I don't imagine that there's someone out there that was actually wearing a Biden-Harris shirt that was like, I'm the one that did it. But it is a situation where this kind of stuff is going to likely escalate. This is going to continue, particularly with the rhetoric that you're hearing from the left. Again, like they're the leaders of the Democrat Party pretty ubiquitously had the right initial response, but then the more progressive people within a day or two were pointing out, but he was so terrible and he said all these horrible things, and they're repeating lies, or they're repeating selectively selectively edited videos, or stuff out of context and stuff for no other reason than to say it's actually okay. You don't point out, you don't sit there and say, Charlie Kirk was a bad person and he had all these bad opinions, unless the point of saying that is to say, so it's actually kind of okay that he was murdered.
Yeah, literally.
It's a tacit endorsement.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before on the show, is like they set up this pincer movement a while ago where they were like, it's okay to punch a Nazi or whatever. And everyone's like, okay, yeah, I don't know, maybe. And then they're like, yeah, but you're also a Nazi.
Yep.
So now we have so they justified political violence a long time ago.
Yep.
And then now the tactic has just been advancing the goalpost on what or moving the goalpost on what a Nazi is. And then now just being a conservative, a patriot, is now beyond the pale for them, and they can justify. So even though they're coming out with this lip service where they're giving this condemnation, saying there's no place for political violence, they add a bunch of modifiers on there to ensure that they still have a justification in case they do want to go after you. They don't want to concede that line of like, you're still a terrible person and deserve to die. I just, for whatever reason, my PR lady said I have to condemn this. I'm going to condemn this.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think the smarter Democrats recognize that, especially when you're not in power, that your own side doing political violence gives the other side a pretext to crack down, which is exactly what's happening. And it's why, me and other smart right-wingers have for decades been saying that right-wing political violence is absolutely not the right way forward. So
thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.